Welcome back to Half A Hot Rods. Today we're going to go back to work on Betty White. We had to get some new tires. If you saw our TikTok, you saw that. And since we're doing tires, I decided it was time to get a little paint on the wheels. So Hound and I are going to get these wheels prepped. We're just going to scuff them up and hit them with a rattle can. And that's going to be good enough. I got these wheels pretty much free. Traded them with a guy for the aftermarket ones that I had on the truck that I hated, and he had these stock steel wheels that he hated. So we were both happy, and he paid for the mounting and balancing, so I was really happy. So we're going to get these scuffed up a little bit, mask them, rattle can them, and then we'll let them sit here and dry a couple of days, and then throw the hubcaps on that I cleaned up, and it'll make a big difference in how it looks. I've done this before with a Scotch-Brite pad. These are just little sanding sponges I got at Walmart, and I thought I'd try them, and I'm actually pretty impressed. They work pretty well. So they're a little easier to deal with than the Scotch-Brite, but they're still flexible, so they'll get no little cracks and crevices in here. Now, should we just take these off? I really don't want to. I really don't want to. It would look better if I took them off. It would sand easier if I took them off. I changed my mind. I think we're going to pull them off so I can get in there a little better and do a better job of sanding. Stand by. That one was on there. So I could have done these on the truck easy enough. I chose not to because I wanted to get a little better sanding on them. And I'm not worried too much about the centers because that's where the caps are going to cover. So I may just put them back on the truck to paint them, because that'll help hold them all in place except for the spare. So I just scuffed them all up with those sanding blocks, which are just Walmart Gator medium grit. I've done 2 Nerf bars, 1 grill guard, and 5 wheels now, and I'm on the 3rd block. And they work pretty good. They're pretty slick. I like them a lot. So it's the first time I've ever used them, but I'm kind of impressed. So I think we're gonna throw these back on with a couple of lug nuts each, and then get some paint on them. Alright, so I've seen a couple different ways guys do this. I've seen where they air the tire down and shove playing cards in behind the rim, which is not a bad idea. I always just run a little masking tape around them, and I've had good luck with it. I've seen where guys will use a trash bag, and that seems like it would probably work. And they just cut there and then mask. I don't know. The tape, sometimes the tape has a hard time sticking to the tire. Most likely paint's not going to stick real great to that tire anyway. So we just want to keep it, you know, from having that obvious overspray around the edges really. And the tape will do that with a couple of rounds on it. And I'm pretty comfortable with making a decent line as long as I can get it to stick, which these are new tires and they got goop all over them. So in theory, if the tape won't stick, the paint shouldn't stick either. They are, yeah, super slippery. Let's see if I wipe my dust off there, if the tape will stick. Not even close. Well, this might be the first set I don't mask. And I'm not worried about this guy. It's going to be behind the center cap. Same with the lug nuts. A little bit of paint on the lug nuts isn't going to hurt them. The plastic cap should still go over. So I guess we'll just see what we can do with a little spray paint. What I'll do is I'll go around afterwards with a rag and wipe off that paint. I really don't think it's going to stick to that tire anyway, especially with all the goop on it. So the first coat is really important to remember. You're not trying to get good coverage. You're just trying to get a little bit on there for the next coat to stick to. And that's hard to remember and hard to not want to just get all the color on there all at once. See? It's already better. Now, I'm not worrying about painting the backs of any of these because, well, it's the back. Except for this one because this is the spare and I stand it up inside the bed. So it's visible. This one masking tape probably would have stuck to. I really got carried away on the back as I knocked dirt into my paint. That's okay. I could have done a better job of prepping these. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was a bad move. I could have done a better job of prepping these because they're not perfect by any means. But it's a 174,000 mile truck that gets worked all the time. Not a show truck. Let's see if I can make this worse. That didn't help. Alright. Little bits of paper towel in there. I shouldn't have done that the way I did. Got extra splatter that doesn't look like nice even paint. These cans tend to do that towards the end. On this second coat, I'm going to start to think about coverage, but I'm not going to worry so much about it that I end up with runs. So we'll put a little heavier on, but I know I'm coming back for a third coat, so we won't get crazy. What I'm trying to do is go around the outside edge of this rim, pointing it inward so that I get that little lip of the wheel that's outside so that I don't see that gray strip later. Looks like I already ran it on the outside. We'll stay away from where I've already made that run. I'll come back to that later. May as well hit that hub. I didn't prep it at all, so it ain't gonna stick, but I've got a couple of runs in there. One here, got one there, another one there. Again, probably, who cares, because it's a old work truck. But I would really rather not have those in there. I think what happened on the other side is I did exactly what I said don't do, and that's worry too much about coverage. I was trying to get that lip, and I moved too slow and just laid it in there. So let's see if I can do better on this side. That's better. And stop, even though you want to do more. Get it on the third coat. Stop. Get it on the third coat. I'm going to try something here. I've seen it done before. I've done it successfully before. Rolled up some masking tape. You can see up here I went ahead and touched it to the whole width of the masking tape, which was a mistake. Some of that is a blemish in the wheel, but some of it's where I've just messed up. Where's that other? I know you're over here. I can see it. I just can't get a good view of it. Maybe I'll leave it alone. All I'm trying to do is barely touch the masking tape to the top of that drip because it's a high spot. See, I might do that one more damage by messing with it than just going over it again. I took a little bit off this guy. Definitely made that worse. I took the high spot off. And I guess I talk about not worrying about it, but some of it just bugs me. Alright, I think, I wish I could see that better. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it worse messing with it. So we're going to leave it be and see what it looks like after the third coat. Again, not a show truck. These wheels are probably going to be covered in dirt 90% of the time. So I probably shouldn't be worrying about it at all. But it annoys me when I do stupid stuff like that. Alright, let's see how this goes. Last coat. I think that's good enough for government work. Well, I went back and wiped down the overspray. That seemed like it came off pretty good. Cleaned all these little black caps up a little bit. Kind of cleaned the center caps a little bit. They're not super detailed, but it's going to go right back out in the dust and dirt and get dirty again. But it gives you an idea how it looks. I like using that 2X coverage spray paint. Get it at Walmart. 2 cans for like $8. It's primer and paint. I bought those 2 blocks. They were, I want to say they're $4 for the 2-pack. That would have done this. So there we're at about 12. Didn't use any masking tape. A couple old rags to clean up with. You definitely don't have to pull the wheels off to do this. I've done a few without pulling them, and it's no big deal. Again, you're not creating a show car, but you're really changing the look of it, and I think improving it drastically. Even if they were just, wore out old wheels and you put the same color back on, you're bringing it back to newer. So for a 174,000 mile old truck that just mostly works, I think these look pretty darn good. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. If you like what we're doing, give us a like, subscribe, comment. If you think I'm an idiot for doing this, go ahead and tell me. I'd love to hear your better way to do this cheaper and still have it look good. After all, that's what I'm trying to do. So comment, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe. Check us out on the Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, and whatever else my kids decide I need to do. And until then, hopefully this helps somebody. Remember, if I can do it, you can certainly do this.